Well, hello again, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bob with Bob's Leatherworks in Raleigh, North Carolina. On this video, as you can see, I have greatly improved my lighting and my place to be. So now you're going to get to see some details, and I'm going to go over a couple of things, one of which is the difference between an old Vaquero, which is what's in this Cowboy Fast Draw Action holster, and a cult clone, my Uberti 1873 Peacemaker clone. This gentleman, this is a customer holster, and this is the first time I'm showing you one that isn't dyed yet because of the fact that it isn't dyed yet. You can see a great deal more detail. And so one of the things I want to show you, which I've shown you before but you can see a lot better this time, is the slide ledge that I put on the back flap of all my Cowboy Fast Draw Action holsters. Like the other ones before, this one is completely lined with rawhide. I did make a couple where I stopped it right here, but on this one, because I've changed a little bit the thickness of the leather in combination with the rawhide, it comes out to be a little bit lighter, still as strong, because it is in fact completely lined with rawhide. And this one was soaking wet, and it's been drying for about 2 days now, almost 3, and it's starting to tighten up. Now it's going to go right back into dye again. It's going to get submerged in dye to get it dark. But here is the holster strap for this one. This will have a circular concho on it, a Texas two-tone star, and there'll be snaps in the back to hold on the holster strap. Haven't punched the holes yet. I wait until the end after it's dyed to make sure that it's going to fit nice and snug. And to show you how a holster comes apart, you just undo the snap and slip it out. These extra cuts right here are so the snap heads can come out easily, otherwise they're going to catch on there and it's going to be a hassle to get them out. Now this was for training the holster while it was drying. This is actually a piece of paracord. So when you would take a holster apart for cleaning, if you got it, you know, if it the wax on it wore out and you wanted to refinish it, you could do that. I might as well take this out right now. If you ever break your leg tie, you're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers to get it back into these holes, because you're going to have to start from this side on the wax bullet deflector. And as you can see, there is some flexibility, but it's tricky to get it back in. Here are this gentleman's initials, GM, and my stamp, Bob's Leatherworks.com, made in the USA. This is where the hammer thong will go. This is the sewing for the back of the ledge. So now that I have the holster strap off, you can see how it works. This is the best shot of this I've shown you from past videos. So this gets put on here for a 2.5 inch wide belt, which is what I'm making when I make rigs. Again, here's where the hammer thong hole is, right here. See? There it is. So when you put it on your belt, you'll be able to slide it where you want, and it'll find a home and it'll stay there. And as you wear it and the holster gets warm, it will take a negative shape, or a zero retention shape, which you're going to get mostly anyway from the fact of the rawhide drying inside of it. As you can see, that's a pretty big hole. And right now, I'm going to put the gun back in it again, and this is an old model Vaquero. Now here's what I want to show you about measuring for CFDA rules about this 1.25 inch that has to be maintained from this notch right here up to where the hammer meets the frame. Now on a Ruger you have an exception, and on a Colt clone it's 1 1/4, and when the hammer meets, really hard to show dark. See if I can find it right there, like that. It starts right here. Get it as close as possible, try to stay in focus. Here's my tape right here, maybe this will change the light. Okay, and that is where it meets the frame. Now, the difference between a Colt clone, attached firing pin, okay, no set-in notch like on a Vaquero, whether it's an old model Vaquero or a new model Vaquero, you've still got this notch right here. All of you know that on your Vaquero you have this secondary notch before the sight line goes down on the top strap. Difference between the two guns is relatively, well, it's hard to see unless it's you're used to seeing the two guns, but they have different dimensions. Ruger old Vaqueros are bigger than the new Vaqueros. Let's put the gun in the holster. Here it is, right here. Now, on the Ruger Vaquero, we are measuring, let's see if I can find some detail here. Alright, right from there, and on this holster, you're going to see it is at a little under 1 1/4, not measuring with this notch in here, but measuring from the holster right back upwards to where the narrow line on the sight starts. This one's almost, but not quite, 1 1/4. If you were to put this holster, by the way, let's check out, let's see if I can get to do it where you can see it. Okay, this holster, this gun is so heavy. Okay, they are heavy guns. It just drops right out of the holster. I'm not pulling on it. They got to catch it actually. So after it gets dyed and slicked up a little bit more with oil dye, it's really going, and the gun's going to be in it when it dries again. So this is your Cowboy Faster Action holster for an old Vaquero, 4 5/8. Gun's a tank. Okay, if you tried to put a Peacemaker in here, she's really going to slop around. Not for this, okay? And this would definitely fall out. All my holsters have a rolled throat, rolled out. Right now, because it's not dyed, I don't know if you can see it. See this white line running through here? That's the rawhide. Comes all the way around. And you see that white line? That is the rawhide. This holster will be a light brown right to a saddle tan. That's what the customer wants. Alright. These are your concho holding holster type straps like you've seen on my website if you've looked at it. Okay. Tough wax bullet deflector. Okay. And for measurements, for meeting and exceeding the rules for CFDA, here we go. I've shown you the 1 1/4. Alright. Here is the 4 1/4, which in this one comes up to about 4 1/8. Right about, let me see if I can show it to you. Right about there. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 1/8. Yeah. Certainly not over 20. And then this one here, this is supposed to be 3-inch max, okay? And with this cut like this, that's exactly what you get. Let's see if I can show it to you. There you go right there. And if you had I'm not using a straight one, but there you go. 3 inches right there. If you drop your eye right, here's the 3 right there, and she drops right down there and it's a 3. Alright, 3 4 1/4, 20-inch magazine, okay, and this is attached. So, meets and exceeds all CFDA rules, regulations, okay, solid, rawhide line, not going to collapse on you holster. Right? So, thanks for watching, and we'll end with the guns. Here, let's do it this way. Boom. There they are. There's my guns. I used to have one of these. I sold it, and I found one in a pawn shop for half of what it's worth. She's a little beat up. Had to soak the grips in lemon oil for a day to get it moistened back up again. Got a real strong turning line on it and a lot of scoring up here in the forcing cone, but gun's a tank. So, thanks for watching. How to order will be on the end titles. Any questions you may have, just give me a call, send me an email. I'll be happy to help you out. And looking to get my holsters out there on your hips and have you win some competitions with them. So thanks for watching and have a great night. P.S. I almost forgot. I'm making this video prior to finishing this rig, so when I take this next pause, then right away after I come back, you'll see the finished rig, and there'll be no time between it, like when I have to go and take this and all the other parts and dye them and put the rig together. But I'm showing it to you before it's dyed, and I forgot completely that I was making this as the front end of the video. So the second part will be just like that right after this pause. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, we are back after a couple of days of you seeing this holster when it was undyed, and now here it is. It's finished. This is about maybe 20% of light brown and about 80% of saddle tan oil dye. And I'm not sure how the color is showing up on your TV. I've got one right in front of me, and it's not too bad. But this is kind of like a cinnamon type of a color that I really like. This oil dye mix came out really good. Now, what are the things, or a lot of the things I want to show you? Here's the first one. And for those of you who are always looking around wondering what's what, this right here is the edge of an industrial sewing machine. This is the edge of the table, back here, and so on. This is a sewing machine table. And these are Hollywood bullets. I mentioned them before, but now that I've got a slightly better setup here, I can show them to you better. These are 45 caliber long Colts, real lead, real brass, and a punched out dummy primer that I ran through a gun. These are worn around in westerns to make it look like there are real bullets in the gun belts, and of course there's no powder in them, so nobody can shoot anything, and that's the whole idea. It's a safety situation. But I ran them through a gun and punched the primer because I wear these in gun shows, and I don't want the security people to think I'm walking around with a gun in my holster, even though it may be tied for security purposes, but that I've got live ammunition in my back. So I know most of the cops at the gun shows, but every now and then you run into a young by-the-booker, and you got to be careful. So this gentleman, this is a customer's rig. He wanted 18 bullet loops, and he got them. He has a 44 actually. Now here's another thing. This is an old model Vaquero, okay, which I think I may have shown you in the front end of this video, and I can't remember. But these are bigger framed, heavier guns. They're built like tanks, and so this holster has a big opening on it right there, just like that. And again, this is the Cowboy Fast Draw Action holster. And here's the wax bullet deflector right there. Right. This is a what's called a Texas two-tone star concho, gold tone. So it's nickel back here, brass in here. And there is a brass buckle on here, which the customer elected. I don't know if you can see the brass. It's looking like nickel on my TV, but of course, as I'm sitting here, I know it's brass. So they kind of go together. And I use brass Chicago screws. Again, if you have a trophy buckle, something you won in a rodeo, or it's a big oval, what happens is they reach out about 2.5 inches from where they connect to a billet, and then they run out like this. So either I would want the buckle to put it on here and send it back to you, or you tell me what the distances are, and then I move this piece accordingly right here. Here's the gentleman's initials, GM, which hopefully you can see right there. This is finished with Kiwi Neutral Wax Shoe Polish again. It will stay waterproof for a while until you decide to renew it. When you come onto the back of the holster, all you've got to do is, and it's big and stiff and banging into stuff, here you go. Unsnap this strap, take off the holster strap. You're going to have to undo this square knot I put on here. Take this off completely. Actually, yes you do, to get the holster apart and opened up to wax in here, you have to take this off. Otherwise you're going to be pushing stuff around. And there goes my phone, so hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the phone thing, but that was a business call, so I had to take it. Anyway, as I was saying, taking this apart involves undoing the snap and taking out the leg tie thong. This whole holster is loaded with rawhide all the way through. So consequently, she's very tough. And this, I gotta sling her around, okay? Take off the hammer thong right here, which when you get it, if it's too long, you can trim it back yourself. And this big heavy tank of a gun would fall right out of the holster. Just did it. Let's see if I can do it on camera. It fell right off my hand. Here she goes, there she goes. She falls right out of the holster, just like that, for Cowboy Fast Draw Action. And this isn't even completely worn in yet, because when they get hot and they're in the holster, they will really get nice and easy. I start them out a little snug, but still in all, this gun falls right out of the holster like that. And don't forget, this design is just like the Clint Eastwood holster from Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Here are your stabilization wings. When this is up against your body, it is going to be pulling in on you. Let me get a good shot of this. Just like that. And there they are, right there. Just like that. Nice and thick, nice and tough. This is about almost a 1/2 inch thick, this particular belt. Maybe around 3/8, between a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch thick. Very, very tough. Okay. Suede lined, can be yours right now for $400 plus shipping. Okay. There she is. Or including shipping, yeah. $400 including shipping to the lower 48. Okay. Price is subject to change, but right now, there it is. So there you are, your CFDA Cowboy Fast Draw Action holster, tough as nails, and ready to go. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.